Ladies and gentlemen, there are moments in life when sleep refuses to come. It is 3 a.m. The world is silent, the streets are empty, the sky is dark, and yet your heart is awake, beating, thinking, restless. You turn in your bed and ask yourself, why can't I sleep? But what if the real question is, who is waking me? Sometimes Allah wakes you at an hour when the dunya is most silent, so your soul can hear what it couldn't hear during the day. This is the hour when He calls the believer, not through sound, but through a stirring in the heart. Allah says in the Quran, and your Lord says, call upon me, I will respond to you. This is not a promise for later, not a promise for tomorrow. This is a promise for now, for the moment your heart is awake while your eyes are tired. When you wake up at 3 a.m., you are not restless, you are being invited. This is the hour when Allah descends to the lowest heaven, asking, who is calling upon me, so that I may answer him? Who is asking from me, so that I may give him? Imagine that. The Lord of the worlds, the creator of wealth, doors, opportunities and miracles, asking if you need something. And yet in these moments, we underestimate what we can receive. We fear lack, we fear bills, we fear loss, we fear tomorrow. But the one waking you at 3 a.m. is the one who holds your tomorrow. Rizq doesn't come from your boss, your business, your ability, or your connections. Rizq comes from the same one who wakes you gently in the quiet of the night, so he can increase it for you. At that moment, say these 4 names, names that open locked doors, names that pull blessings toward you, names that turn scarcity into sufficiency. 1. Ya Razak, the provider, the one who feeds the fish in the ocean, the birds in the sky, and the unborn child in the womb. When you say Ya Razak, you are calling the one whose treasures never decrease. 2. Ya Fatah, the opener, the one who opens opportunities you never imagined, the one who can turn a single idea into wealth, a single meeting into a breakthrough, a single dua into a future you didn't think you deserved. 3. Ya Kareem, the most generous. His generosity is not like the generosity of people. When Allah gives, He gives in ways that calm your heart, fill your hands, and increase your rizq without you understanding how it appeared. 4. Ya Muni, the enricher, the one who gives wealth with barakah, stability and peace. Because money without barakah is stress, but wealth from al-Omani is expansion, clarity, and ease. When you whisper these names at 3 a.m., something inside you shifts. You feel your chest loosen, the heaviness melts, your heart begins to trust again. This is not superstition, this is connection. This is the moment when Allah writes relief for His servants, relief that you may not see immediately, but you will feel it like a sunrise after a long night. Think about the times in your life when you were at your lowest. The bills were piling, the job was uncertain, responsibilities were overwhelming, yet somehow, some unexpected payment came, someone offered help, an opportunity opened, a solution appeared from a place you never saw coming. That was not coincidence. That was Allah showing you, I am the one who takes care of you. Some people say their lives changed after a night they cried to Allah at 3 a.m. Others say their businesses grew after they began waking up and calling upon Ya Razak. Some say their debts disappeared, their minds cleared, their hearts softened, all because they answered a call they didn't realize was sent from above. Consider this, if Allah is waking you, perhaps He is preparing you to receive more than you expect, preparing you to become someone who can handle the blessings coming your way, preparing you to detach from the fears of the dunya, so you can attach firmly to Him. This is why you must trust Him when you're awake at an hour when most people are asleep. He is handpicking you for a conversation, with no noise, no distractions, no competition. You and your Lord, your dua and His mercy, your pain and His healing, your worries and His solutions, your emptiness and His abundance. And perhaps the reason you can't sleep is because the money you need, the ideas you need, the breakthrough you need, is already on its way. But Allah wants your heart to receive it before your hands ever do. He wants you to be ready, sincere, grateful, and open. So the next time it's 3 a.m. and your eyes refuse to stay shut, don't fight it. Rise with calmness, sit with Allah, whisper the 4 names. Let your soul speak what your tongue can't articulate. Because maybe, just maybe, this is the night your entire life shifts. At 3 a.m., when the rest of the world is wrapped in sleep, there is a strange stillness that falls over everything. The kind of stillness that makes you hear your own heartbeat, your own thoughts, your own unspoken fears. You look at the clock and wonder why your body refuses to rest, why your mind keeps circling the same worries, memories, and unanswered questions. But what if the reason you're awake isn't stress, overthinking, or discomfort? What if it's something far deeper, something quietly spiritual, something you've been too distracted to notice during the day? There is a mystery in those early hours that feels almost sacred. The human heart is never more honest than it is in the middle of the night. The noise of life disappears, the expectations of people fade, and the only thing left is you, your soul, and the one who created it. You may not realize it, but 3 a.m. is a moment woven into the rhythm of your destiny. It is a moment where the unseen world aligns itself with the longing inside you. Sometimes you wake up because your heart is unsettled, restless, or seeking relief, but other times you wake because something within you is being stirred, gently, silently, intentionally. Allah wakes certain hearts at certain hours, not to burden them, but to prepare them, to soften them, to open them, to speak to them in a language that is not heard by the ears but felt by the soul. When the entire world sleeps, distractions fall away, and your heart becomes more receptive. The veil between your fears and your faith becomes thinner. What you couldn't make sense of during daylight becomes clearer at night, because the truth is, the heart hears differently when the world is quiet. There are countless people who have testified to moments like this. They say things like, I wasn't sad, I wasn't stressed, I just woke up, wide awake, or something inside me told me to get up, or it felt like I was being nudged. These are not random events, they are not coincidences, they are signs from the one who controls sleep and wakefulness. Every time your eyes open at a time you never planned, something is happening in the unseen world. Perhaps a dua is about to be written for you. Perhaps a door is about to open. Perhaps a shift in your rizq is already in motion. Allah may be preparing you for something you asked for weeks ago, months ago, or even years ago. His timing is never late, but His preparation comes before His delivery. And the beauty is, you never wake alone. Your soul wakes with purpose. Your heart wakes with meaning. Even if you don't understand it in that moment, something inside you recognizes that the night holds a secret meant only for you. The uncertainty you feel, the heaviness in your chest, the thoughts that won't quiet down. These are not merely symptoms of a restless night. They are indicators of a spiritual awakening unfolding quietly inside you. Allah may be calling you toward a moment of clarity, a moment of vulnerability, or a moment of profound connection that couldn't happen when the world around you was loud and demanding. People often say, why does this keep happening to me? Why can't I sleep like everyone else? But they don't realize that not everyone is chosen to feel this pull. Not everyone is awakened at an hour when prayers are answered, when destinies shift, when hearts are softened, and when blessings descend. The mystery of 3 a.m. is not about insomnia. It is about invitation. It is about a door opening for your soul to step into a place where fear loses its voice and faith begins to speak. It is about realizing that what wakes you is not randomness, but the one who knows what your heart needs before you ever speak it. There is something extraordinary about the quiet hours before dawn. When the world is asleep, the heavens are awake, blessings are circulating, destinies are being written, and doors of mercy are swinging wide open. Many people don't realize that the night is not just a time of rest, it is a time of opportunity, a time when Allah's generosity flows in ways that cannot be measured, counted, or even fully understood. The night hides a secret rhythm created by Allah Himself, and part of that rhythm is the opening of rizq, sustenance, provision and ease, in ways that daytime cannot offer. When the Prophet ﷺ descends to the lowest heaven at the last part of the night, asking, "Who is calling upon me so I may answer?" he was not merely describing an event, he was revealing a divine opening that the believer can step into, a moment when the gates of abundance open wider, and the barriers that usually feel heavy during the day become thin as silk. In the silence of the night, the whispers of your heart are louder, clearer and more sincere. Sometimes during the day, our dua feels rushed. We're distracted, tired, overwhelmed, or simply trying to squeeze our needs into a busy schedule. But at night, when your eyes open unexpectedly, your heart becomes vulnerable. Vulnerability is a gateway to acceptance. Your emotions are raw, your thoughts are uncluttered, and your soul is more honest. This is the moment when your dua carries weight. Your requests rise faster, your pain is seen more deeply, your sincerity becomes purer, and in response, Allah opens the doors of rizq in ways that reflect the purity of your call. Sustenance doesn't just mean money, it means clarity, relief, solutions, healing, opportunities, and protection from harm you didn't even see coming. There are countless people who experience breakthroughs after these quiet moments. Someone who had been searching for a job suddenly got a call the next morning. Someone struggling with their business suddenly received a customer who changed everything for them. Someone who felt financially stuck suddenly found a way to manage their bills with ease. And if they look back, many of them will tell you that their turning point wasn't a meeting, a phone call, or a lucky chance. It was a night when they cried quietly, whispered a dua, or simply felt drawn to speak to Allah. Rizq moves differently at night, because your heart is different at night. Your soul is softer, your tears are more sincere, your faith is more exposed. Allah opens doors in ways the mind cannot imagine. A single moment of dua at night can change the trajectory of your life, because the doors of the unseen are wide open. The angels descend carrying mercy, and among that mercy is the provision that was written for you but needed your sincerity to activate. Many people don't realize that the rizq you receive in the morning often begins with the dua you made at night. The opportunities you walk into during the day often start with the tears you shed quietly while the world was asleep. The strength you feel, the sudden peace in your heart, the unexpected solution to a long-standing problem. These are all forms of rizq that were written in the unseen during the night. The night is also a time when Allah softens the hearts of His servants so they can receive what He's about to send. Sometimes you're not denied rizq, you're simply not ready for it. You need peace before you receive abundance. You need clarity before you receive opportunity. You need humility before you receive success. Allah uses the quiet hours to prepare you for what He is about to give. The same way a gardener prepares soil before planting seeds. The rizq you seek may be ready for you, but your soul is being prepared to hold it, manage it, and appreciate it. So when your eyes open at a time you didn't choose, know that Allah chose that moment for you to step into an opening of mercy and sustenance that cannot be found in any other hour. The heart has a way of recognizing Allah even before the mind understands what is happening. When you wake in the stillness of the night, it is not just your body rising, it is your soul being pulled towards something greater. This is where the power of Allah's names becomes a lifeline. These names are not just sounds, they are keys, each one unlocking a different door of your destiny. When you call upon Allah using the names He taught us, you aren't just reciting, you are activating mercy, inviting abundance, and aligning your heart with the divine flow of sustenance. Every name of Allah carries a force, a meaning, a movement in the unseen world. And at 3 a.m., when the heart is open and the world is quiet, these names take on a power that is unmatched. When you whisper Ya Razak, you acknowledge that no one in this world provides for you except the one who never grows tired of giving. People may disappoint, jobs may end, businesses may struggle, but the source behind all of these means never changes. Ya Razak opens your heart to the reality that your sustenance is already written, already flowing, already managed by a Lord who feeds every creature without ever running out. Saying this name at night brings a calmness, a certainty that the fear of financial struggle has no place in a heart connected to the one who provides without limit. Then comes Ya Fatah, the opener. Sometimes the biggest stress in life isn't money itself, but the feeling of being stuck. Doors seem closed, efforts don't work, plans fall apart. But Allah is the one who opens what people cannot. He can open a path where you see nothing but walls. He can open a heart that has been closed for years. He can open a source of income you never once considered. At night when life feels heavy, calling on Ya Fatah is like turning the key to a locked door. You may not see the door open immediately, but something shifts inside you, a readiness, an expectation, a quiet hope that the path ahead is not as blocked as it seems. Then you call upon Ya Kareem, the most generous. Human generosity has limits. Even the kindest person reaches a point where they can give no more. But Allah's generosity is endless. He gives before you ask. He gives after you ask. He gives despite your flaws, your sins, your mistakes. His generosity isn't only in the form of wealth. It comes as inner peace, unexpected help, guidance at the right moment, protection from what could have harmed you, and opportunities that transform your life. At 3 a.m., when you whisper Ya Kareem, your heart remembers that you are asking a Lord who loves to give, who honors His servant, who never sends them away empty-handed. And then Ya Muni, the enricher, the one who makes you feel full even when your hands are empty, the one who fills your life with barakah, who gives not just wealth but the wisdom to use it, the peace to enjoy it, and the stability to keep it. True wealth is not in the bank, it is in the heart, and Allah is the one who enriches both. When you call on Ya Muni, at a time when you feel empty, stressed or anxious, something inside you rises. You begin to feel a quiet trust that whatever you need, you will not be left without it. These four names together create a spiritual alignment. They shift your energy, your thoughts, your expectations. They remove the heaviness from your chest and replace it with surrender. They remind you that rizq does not come from stress, panic, or constant overthinking. It comes from Allah, and when you call upon Him sincerely in the quiet of the night, the unseen world begins to move in your favor, because His names are not just recitations. They are invitations to mercy, abundance, and divine intervention. There are moments in life when everything feels heavy, confusing, or uncertain, and then something unexpected happens that changes the entire direction of your path. When you look back later, you realize that moment didn't come out of nowhere. It was connected to a night when you were awake in silence, thinking, praying, crying, or simply sitting with your thoughts. Real-life breakthroughs often hide behind sleepless nights, and many people don't realize how deeply those moments are tied to Allah's unseen plan. When Allah wakes you at 3 a.m., He may be guiding you toward a shift that you won't recognize until much later. These moments become the turning points you talk about years afterward, the ones that start with restlessness, but end with clarity and change. Think of someone who had been drowning in debt, unsure how they would ever get ahead. They woke up one night feeling overwhelmed, sat on the edge of their bed, and whispered a simple dua. The next week, an unexpected opportunity came. Someone offered them work, or a relative gifted them something they needed, or a business idea suddenly came to life. They connect the dots later and realize the night they cried was the night Allah opened the doors of relief. There are stories of people who couldn't sleep because of their problems, only to find that their sleepless night was the calm before a breakthrough they didn't see coming. And these moments repeat themselves across different lives, different places, different struggles, yet the pattern is the same: a restless night followed by a gentle shift in destiny. There are those who found the courage to take a step they had been avoiding for years. A woman who stayed in a job that drained her finally felt a strange strength at 3 a.m., telling her to trust Allah and move forward. A man stuck in a failing business found an idea during a sleepless night that became the foundation of his success. A student overwhelmed with responsibilities suddenly felt clarity at night and understood where to focus their energy. These stories don't happen by coincidence. They happen because Allah chooses certain hearts at certain times to feel a push, a whisper, a moment that awakens something deep within them. Even emotional breakthroughs happen in these hours. Someone cries at night and suddenly feels a heaviness leaving their chest. Someone who had been feeling distant from Allah feels a spark return. Someone who hadn't prayed in years suddenly feels the urge to reconnect. These transformations are not accidents. They are responses, signals, signs that something is shifting inside you and around you. Allah uses the quiet of the night to heal wounds you don't talk about, to untie knots you don't understand, and to prepare you for blessings you haven't even imagined. Many people experience solutions that arrive at the perfect moment: an email, a message, a call, an idea, or an opportunity, and they don't realize these solutions were connected to a night when they felt lost. The world sees the solution, but Allah sees the moment you broke in front of Him. The world sees the success, but Allah sees the night your heart softened and turned to Him sincerely. The world sees the outcome, but Allah sees the seed that was planted during a quiet, sleepless moment. Some of the greatest changes in a person's life come after nights like these. Nights when they feel unsure, lonely, overwhelmed, or stuck. Nights when they pour their heart into the darkness, without knowing that Allah is already arranging the light for their morning. What feels like a moment of weakness can actually be the moment of transformation. What feels like discomfort can be the push you need to step into the next stage of your life. What feels like confusion can be the beginning of clarity. When a person experiences something good soon after a difficult night, they begin to understand that Allah's timing is flawless. They begin to recognize that the pain had purpose, that the delay had wisdom, and that the sleepless night was not a punishment, but a preparation. These stories remind us that Allah does not take something from you without giving you something better. He does not wake your heart without reason, and He never lets a sincere moment go to waste, especially when it happens in the stillness of the night. There is a certain surrender that comes only when a person realizes they cannot control everything. When the night is silent and your mind refuses to rest, you begin to understand that true peace doesn't come from having all the answers. It comes from trusting the one who does. The moment you stop fighting the discomfort of being awake and start seeing it as a call from your Creator, something inside you begins to soften. You start to realize that the blessings you ask for are not denied.
They are being prepared. They are being aligned. They are being shaped in a way that fits your life perfectly, even if you cannot see it yet. Trusting Allah is not passive. It is not about sitting back and hoping things will magically fall into place. Trust is an active surrender. It is choosing to believe that even when things feel delayed, they are not denied. It is choosing to believe that the very moment you feel lost or restless, may be the moment Allah is rearranging things in your favor. Trust means letting go of the timeline you created in your mind, and accepting the timeline written for you by the one who knows your past, present and future in a single glance. It is understanding that the struggle you are facing is shaping you into someone capable of holding the blessings you are asking for. When a person begins to trust Allah during these nighttime awakenings, their entire perspective shifts. Instead of feeling frustrated about being awake, they feel chosen. Instead of feeling burdened by their worries, they feel guided. Instead of feeling alone in their thoughts, they feel watched over by the one who never sleeps. This shift in mindset becomes a powerful preparation for the blessings ahead, because blessings are not only about what you receive, they are about the version of you that receives them. Allah sometimes holds back a blessing until your heart is ready to appreciate it, protect it, and use it wisely. Preparing for blessings means letting go of doubt, fear, and impatience. It means cleaning your heart from negativity, resentment, or unhealthy attachments. It means stepping into a mindset of gratitude even before the blessing arrives. When you wake up at 3 a.m. and whisper Allah's names, your heart is doing more than making dua. It is stretching, opening, softening, and aligning with faith. This alignment is what makes blessings settle in your life with barakah, instead of slipping away. Allah does not send abundantly into a heart that is tight, fearful, or filled with doubt. He sends abundantly into hearts that trust, surrender, and believe in His timing. Many people ask for blessings, but remain attached to fear. They want Allah to provide, but they secretly fear running out. They want Allah to open doors, but they cling to the ones that are already closing. They want Allah to send abundance, but they don't prepare their hearts to receive it. A sleepless night becomes a training ground, a spiritual preparation where Allah strengthens your patience, deepens your faith, and breaks the illusion that you are in control. When you surrender, you stop resisting His plan and start flowing with it. And this is often the moment when blessings start appearing in ways you never expected. When a person trusts Allah completely, they stop panicking about the future. They stop rushing outcomes. They stop questioning every delay. They begin to see that the things they once worried about are being handled by a Lord who is far more capable, far more generous, and far more aware of what they truly need. And it is often after this surrender, after this deep internal shift, that the blessings begin to pour in. Money begins to flow with ease. Opportunities appear from unexpected places. Ideas become clear, and the heaviness in the heart begins to lift. Surrendering to Allah's plan doesn't just bring blessings, it prepares you to hold them without fear, enjoy them without anxiety, and use them with wisdom. It transforms sleepless nights into sacred moments, and turns your restlessness into readiness. This is how Allah prepares you for what's coming, by awakening your heart at the perfect moment, and guiding you gently toward the blessings already heading your way.